ticking.
Finally, I sent an email over the weekend asking this dealer if they could resend it all to me, because I cannot find it. Just my carelessness. It's probably my wife. I bet she, and I even asked her yesterday. She moved it. Yes. She moved it and then it got trashed.
Put it where it's supposed to be.
You're right.
Yeah, that's what happens at my house.
Well, are we gonna have any football commentary today, Carl?
Nothing good to talk. Well,
Well,
one little,
Mr. Mendoza did well.
He did.
You know, that's a big stage and guess the kid from Vanderbilt kind of showed his you-know-what. And,
did. He's since apologized, but,
has he?
but
You know,
little, too
he
late.
thought it and it made it out there on the public airwaves and,
Oh, that he should have got it?
yeah,
what his thoughts are on the voters.
yeah. And,
Oh.
I guess what the worst part was, who's the quarterback for Chiefs
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yeah.
is now done for the year.
You know, a sad observation. For
You know,
those of you that watched the Colts game, I was rooting for the Colts so strongly. And Rivers looks 44, 45 when he was playing. Rodgers and who's the other guy that
Jones.
played for the Ravens?
Flacco.
Flacco. Doesn't look 41 or 42 when they're playing, but Rivers looked like an old man playing. But he's so scrappy and has such spirit. I wanted him to win so bad. And they just left a little too much time on the clock. That was the playoffs yesterday. If they could have won, they might have snuck in. Or snuck in the playoffs, but that was a
Even if
tough
about
loss.
47 seconds would have been okay.
And you guys remember, and I'll shut up, but back in the day when Peyton Manning was at his prime, Rivers was a big opponent of the Colts all the time. And he was a very good quarterback. My mother despised him. She would die to see him in a Colts uniform.
Are we going, Scott?
You guys have been live for a bit, yeah.
We thank you, public, for listening to our commentary. So, here we are this morning, December 15th, 2025. The month is half over. We are here for the Bartholomew County Commissioners meeting here on this cold Monday morning. I will lead us in invocation of pledge. We've got a small crowd here with us this morning in the office, but we will give the Lord his favor. Dear Lord, thank you for providing the sunshine this morning on this frigid day here in Bartholomew County. It was a beautiful day yesterday despite the cold temperatures. I've always said I love sunshine in the wintertime, no matter how cold it is. We want to thank you for allowing us to live here in the United States of America. We all grieve at the violence that has occurred here over the weekend in various places around the world, and senseless acts. We ask you, Lord, to keep us all safe and bless the work that we do both here this morning and throughout the coming week for mankind. Thank you for the many blessings you give us today and every day. In thy name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first order of business is approval of last week's minutes.
I'll move to approve our minutes.
Second.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to approve those minutes. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. The next item on our agenda, weekly reports. Our new permit report for last week showed 25 permits issued, fees collected, $5,100, estimated value of construction, $2,501,983. And that report's always available to the public up in code enforcement if they care to take a look. Our next report is county highway, and it appears our engineer is out the garage this morning. Good morning, Danny.
Yeah, I figure I'd save a trip.
Yep, there you go. Well, we probably, 3 guesses don't count as to what you've been doing.
Yeah, you got it. Well, we did do a little work before the snow hit last week. We moved all the brine equipment from the old garage to the new garage, and then put it back together here. And so we sprayed brine, and we sanded it or salted roads and plowed snow, and worked on trucks, and we hauled some scrap to Cruz just to get rid of some scrap metal. So just some odds and ends last week before the snow hit.
Anything else to ask Danny here this morning while we're having?
Is there anything we can do about the roads when it's this cold, or does it just stay
Not
frozen
really.
until?
I mean, we can scrape on it, but if we're not getting any melting, the salt's just not. I mean, it should be warming up today that we'll be able to get it off. But when it's 0, it's just scraping the top of the ice off is all we're doing. But do what we can.
Just running a dozen Zambonis out there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hey, Danny, just out of curiosity, Georgetown Road was closed this morning. Was there an accident? And I think the highway had it closed. Do you know anything about that?
I do
No?
not. I
Okay,
don't
that's
know.
all right. It was west or east of 500 West, and I thought maybe, there's a lot of banks through there. I thought maybe some vehicles had slid off and they were maybe had the road closed for wreckers to pull them out, but I couldn't think of what else it might be closed for. Anyway, that's all right. I thought maybe you knew.
Sorry, I don't.
No, anybody else see that, Tina? You saw it, didn't you? Okay.
The only other thing I think here we've got for Danny is, we opened, bids, what was it, just last week for the, roadside mowing program. And, upon examination of, the bid and our bid document, we just weren't happy, not necessarily with the bid we received, but
Well, there was some confusion.
there was some
How
confusion
we-
in our bid document.
Yeah.
And so we are going to, I'd just make a motion this morning that we will reject that bid received by Right Way Turf Ornament Incorporated. And we will rebid and more than likely do it, after the first of the year, Tina? So that's my motion and information on that particular item.
Second.
Motion by myself and seconded to reject the roadside mowing bid received a week ago. And all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Anything else for Danny while we got him?
Danny, did we have any slide offs or any injuries of any kind that you know of? Or Dwight? I don't know if Dwight's,
But somebody hit a plow this morning, we know of, but
okay,
we were sitting still and somebody hit one, and then we had one of the trucks got damaged hitting, Lowell Bridge, last week, so.
all right,
But
nothing serious.
well, say, no injuries out on the road that I'm aware of. I mean, there
Okay.
was, guy got
All
hurt
right.
in the garage, but,
All right,
fell, but,
all right, good, thank you.
It is nice to have the salt barn at the garage site, isn't it, Danny?
yeah.
Yeah. I know that salt barn was a fair amount of money, but, for the next 40 years, everybody who works out there, will appreciate it being there. So, thank you, Danny. We'll let you go. Next item on our agenda, we've got our clerk with us this morning. Bless her heart. She, tiptoed over from the courthouse.
Actually, I.
And, I don't know if she tiptoed in from, St. Louis Crossing or just slid in, but good morning.
Pickup today.
I did, yep. Always in the truck.
Love it when I see you in that truck.
Well,
What are we
thank you.
doing, Sherry?
Well, I'd like to address you and ask for permission to change our mailing solutions for the courthouse. We have 13 entities that we bill, and the current process is just not working for us. So I know I was here not too long ago asking to take a look at a different process, and we have talked with the treasurer's office, who takes care of the government office building here and their postage, and have received a quote from Pinnacle. We've received a quote from Quadient, from Pitney Bowes, and FP. And we really feel that Pinnacle would be a good fit for us. They are out of Yorktown, Indiana, so they provide local, in the state of Indiana anyway, service for us. And we would be using a Pitney Bowes mailing machine, and would like to make this effective the first of the year so that we can have a little bit more control over the way that we are billing our different accounts. So we just felt like it might be a better process for us.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you, reaching out and getting, some comparative quotes. And again, the Quadrant, these were all 5-year, well, a couple of them were 5-year, but,
Most of them.
breakdown per year. Quadrant was 47.61 and 24 cents. Pitney Bowes was 41.15.52 a year. And then FP through Criddin Hartman out of Indianapolis, they were 19.92 and 60 cents per year. And then you, went with, or are happy here with the low quote from Pinnacle Mailing Products. And again, Sherry said they're out of Yorktown, Indiana, and their quote is 17.39 and 76 per year. So, that low quote's acceptable.
Right.
I would move that we approve this proposal for the clerk's office for the postage meter with Pinnacle Mailing Products out of Yorktown, $1,739.76 a year.
Second,
I got a motion from Tony and a second here to approve that proposal from Pinnacle out of Yorktown. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried.
All right, well,
There
thank
you
you very,
go.
very
Thank you,
much.
Sherry.
I appreciate it.
The next item on our agenda, we have a amendment to a resolution adopting a Bartholomew County, Indiana suspension and debarment policy. Our auditor's chief deputy, Daleen Pattingill. Daleen, are you with us here this morning or not?
I am. Good morning. We
Morning,
would just
Daleen.
like to ask for consideration of the amendment to Resolution 2023-15. There was some changes to the requirements for Indiana state law, as in regards to, grant funding, and how we purchase those things, as well as we needed to include the verbiage of, the suspension and debarment policy must include federal grants. So we just asked to have those changes made to this resolution.
Thank you, Daleen. And the paperwork that three commissioners have here in front of us, Tina stressed that this last paragraph is probably the crux of the matter, that whereas this amendment is only for Indiana grant recipients and inclusion of procurement for federal grants, and does not reflect any changes to the county's current purchase policy in place for non-grant purchases. So there's some various thresholds in this amendment or that's before us here today. But this does not, again, affect what we observe here in the county as far as our purchase policy.
Now,
So-
Carl, this is a housekeeping issue. The State Department of, or the State Board of Accounts has stipulated that these changes should be made and we have to add them in.
Yep.
It basically says if a company is debarred from being used by the federal government for whatever reason, where they come from or whatever, we can't use them at the county level either. It changes the amount spending limits from 250,000 to 350,000. It essentially just updates the information on the resolution that we currently have.
Yep.
I'd make a motion that we approve this amendment to resolution number 2023-15, a resolution adopting a Bartholomew County suspension and debarment policy.
Before I second that, Carl,
Yeah.
was this on our agenda last week or was it,
No,
we haven't had it on our agenda?
no, this last week was the ordinance that for the capital.
Well, we've talked about it a few times, I think, and we did note there was a change made from the original proposal where we weren't comfortable with the wording on micro purchases,
Correct.
where it gave the ability to make purchases without following our inherent cultural policy of soliciting quotes. And we've made that change where now, meaning purchases up to this amount can be made after soliciting competitive quotes. So that's good. That was important to us. We talked about it. This money, although it's grant money that we're dealing with, once a grant is received, it becomes county taxpayer money. And I think we need to be as frugal with it as we are with any money. And for a lot of years, we have stressed the importance of soliciting quotes. Even if you're purchasing $1,000 item, we want our department heads making those purchases to get quotes and to get real quotes so that they make sure they're buying that item at as good a deal as they can possibly get. So we made that change and I see that it's there because we were going to give them the ability on this grant money to purchase up to $15,000 without getting quotes. And that's contrary to our policy And I'm glad that we're gonna stay consistent. So I will second Tony's motion.
And a motion from Tony and a second to consider this amendment to resolution number 2023. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Thank you, Daleen.
Thanks, Darlene.
Any other items to bring before us here today? That is the end of our published agenda. Anything, Tina, we need to bring up? We thank you all for coming and joining us today. We will be back here next Monday morning. I would say at 7